right, guys, so let's get started. We're gonna start things off with rolling. So what we'll do is I will let you guys get warmed up. You can grab a partner, get a little warm-up round in, move very slow, don't go super fast, right? After we get warmed up, after a few rounds of that, then we'll bring you guys out and we'll have specific belts rolling against each other, just to kind of like, again, for me to be able to look at. These aren't like to the death rounds, so when you're rolling, like, enjoy yourself, have fun. A lot of times for us, our gym here is pretty big, and we've got some visitors too, but the gym's big enough where the 6 a.m. crew doesn't always see the 10 a.m. crew, the 10 a.m. crew doesn't see the 6 p.m. crew, the 7 p.m. crew, and so it's a good chance for us to get to see each other again, mix it up. If you're gonna get promoted today, this rolling has no bearing on it. You've already done all the work necessary. I'm just letting you know that. 1, 2, 3.
Shampoo. I think it's because you just woke up. Your eyes look a little bit tinier than they normally do.
I'm high as fuck. That's why you look like that.
Wait, hang on. Let me get this toe hold real quick.
About that. That's right. The back is a really scary place in gi, isn't it?
See how old Eugene's gotten.
We're gonna do stripes. So like stripes are one of those weird things where like I don't necessarily like them that much, as far as like, hey, here's a stripe based upon like whatever, maybe I can make you regurgitate techniques, maybe I could just give it to you because I think you're getting better. I mean, there's all that stuff. Stripes here are basically about time. So as we do these periodic belt promotions, you'll get stripes. From there, once you get to your stripes, then the coaches, we all talk to each other and say, hey, this person's looking good, because obviously I'm not in every class. Got some fun stuff to give out. He's been a blue belt for like 10 years, so he's long time. He started training originally way back. So before I came here in 2007, I actually co-owned a gym over on the other end of town, and you know, we were just a bunch of young kids beating the crap out of each other, fighting. I mean, literally, if you guys came into that gym, it was like you came in on the first day and you were getting heel hook, knee barred, punched in the face. There was no like beginners classes. There's no onboarding. It was just like kill or be killed. If you stuck around, you got tough, and if you did, well, goodbye, right? I think we do it better now. I think it's a little bit better now. Over here, Mike's laughing. He's kind of like that, you know, for the morning class that deals with him. You know, he's like, he's kind of rough around the edges a little bit sometimes, but like back in the day, he used to just be plain mean. He used to beat the crap out of us. So that said, Brian, come on out, bro. Brian, when did you get your blue belt?
2008.
Congratulations. Nobody ever gets her hat.
Come shake the black belt shoes.
15 years.
Huh?
I've been promoted 15 years.
Has it been? It's 15, huh? 15 years. A long time. By the way, that wasn't me. He hasn't been here for 15 years. Someone's looking down at their blue belt and going, oh shit. For only $9.95 a month, yeah. You have to get the upgraded plan. Call it the fast track to promotions. I like saying, like, but if people did have a little while between belts, I like bringing it up because, you know, a lot of times we can get so like weird about like progress and like I've got to be here this many days a week, and if I don't come in for a day then I'm going to lose everything, and just getting neurotic about it, right? Everybody's on their own path, and most of you guys are doing this. It's not for like, you're not trying to compete at the Worlds. You're not trying to make this your living. This is something that you do to get better at, something fun. There's a community of people you're around. And so like, this thing is important, right? It's like the thing that represents your skill, it's recognition and stuff, but don't get too wrapped up in it, right? It's like, it comes. And it may come faster than others, just depends. It may be 15 years because you've got all kinds of other family stuff and life and military stuff going on, or maybe a little bit faster, okay? This one though, again, another kind of a slower promotion. Not necessarily our fault, just had a lot of stuff going. Had kids, I guess 2 kids now, like different stuff was getting in the way. But again, happy to promote them. Patrick. And you know, again, a big thanks for me, it goes to Coach Jeff, Coach Eugene, because with those guys, right, like a lot of the guys that come into the 6 a.m. like Patrick, right, they it's hard to be consistent for them during the evening classes just with everything that's going on. So that 6 a.m. gives them a chance to come in and get consistent. And you guys that come in the 6 a.m., you guys are hardcore. You're consistent. You're there every morning, like on time, everything else. The rest of us, we're kind of like lazy. We'll get there when we get there. You guys are on time because you got stuff going on. But again, Patrick's making it. Hubert? Thank you, brother. I was talking to Robert Drysdale on the podcast like a couple days ago, me and Eugene were, and we were like, what does it mean to be a black belt to you? Like asking him a question. You know, this is a guy that's been around for a long time. He's won world championships, has a big organization. And again, we kind of agree upon the same thing. It's different. Everybody's got their own unique path. So no one's being judged the exact same way. Like when Chad, for some of you guys that are newer here, you don't know Chad, but Chad's up on the wall. I mean, when we were promoting him, like we held him to a different standard because he was out there winning world championships and winning these big tournaments and just, you know, killing it, right? But let's say if you're, you know, 50 years old, 55 years old, I don't necessarily expect you to be in there battling with Chad to the death when he's like a 24-year-old, you know, purple belt or whatever it is. A lot of you guys in here have been in the military, you have families, there's a lot of stuff going on. But I think one of the big impactful things, at least for me, is like when we promote a black belt, there has to be a character element to it. Because as a black belt, you're going to be in this position where people are just naturally going to look at you and say, like, they're going to give you some respect right out of the gate. Even if like maybe you're not a great person, whatever, they're just going to give it to you. And there's plenty of stories of like really scuzzy black belts doing scuzzy stuff. But again, the person that we're going to promote to black belt, I think they're a genuinely good person. And I think part of the reason why they had so many people like, hey, we have to be there for him. We're going to travel, we're going to fly, we're going to do whatever we got to do to get here to see this is because, again, he left an impact on them, as he has many of us. Right? You know, again, we call Uncle Tony because it's like the guy that takes his clothes off his back and gives it to you. I've seen him do it before. Right? Oh, here's you need a rash guard, take this one. Hey, you don't have a gi? Right there. You don't have a rash guard, here's a gi. Here's a gi. Take this, right? He takes care of people, and I think he just enjoys helping people out and sort of giving back. You know, I don't think he does anything more than that. With that, for anybody that traveled to be here, if you'd like to say a piece for him, again, you guys know him in different ways than the rest of us know him. You don't have to, like no pressure whatsoever, but if you'd like to say a piece, to recognize Tony, you're welcome to do so.
You cannot find a better guy than Tony, period. Period. I would not be on these mats today, not just because of the promotion, but other than Tony. I was a guy, I started judo in 1978. I was nationally competitive. I was the captain of West Point Judo team. I was the guy that made the jokes that BJJ stands for basically just judo. Tony brought me to my very first Jiu-Jitsu practice. I introduced him to judo, right? And he introduced me to jiu-jitsu. I wouldn't be here today if not for him. But aside from that, again, having served with Tony in a bunch of different places, you will not find a better man. They say a man's the company that he keeps. Now, okay, I'll set aside. I will look at the rest of this room and how many people traveled here today as a testament to the guy that Tony is. Tony, congratulations. It could not. This is the right time, and I cannot be happier for you. So, thanks.
I come from Arlington, Virginia. I was at one point Tony's instructor in his journey into Jiu-Jitsu. It's very hard to say something more than what Chewy or Adam said. Besides that, what everything was said, Tony is something that you can trust. You know, that's something very, very important in this time. Okay, Tony is always a very, very trustful person to have, and I'm happy to be part of his journey, and I'm happy for you to be at this point in life and be promoted to what you love so much. Thank you, guys.
What's going on, guys? Brian Moore, coming out of Huntsville, Alabama, with a few of my guys from our school. I've known Tony through our affiliation through Leo Dalla. Kenny and myself were all Leo Dalla black belts. Tony was training with us for a number of years. Everybody said the same thing. It's the same thing. If you've met Tony, you love Tony, period. There is no extreme, and we're no exception. From his giving the shirt off his back or tokens or things, he always leaves an impression with us. And so when we found out that this was happening, it's not one of those things, you know, when you're on the cuff about people, you'll find an excuse not to show up. You never find an excuse if Tony asks something or says something special is happening for him. And there was no way we were going to miss it. Tony, love you. Super proud of you. Just happy to be here to support you in this event, man. Love you, man.
Ditto.
Everybody know Tony. When I heard about it, I'm down in where am I? I don't know. Colonial Heights, Virginia. I'm sorry, I'm a little shy. But so I'm like, when he told me it was gonna happen, I had to work. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Took a flight. Had to come see it because it's Tony. You all know Tony, and he's a great guy. Always been there. He even said, "Hey, if you come, I'm gonna pay for your hotel or whatever." No, we good. So you gotta love him, and there's no way I would have missed it. He's well deserved. We all love the Langston guy.
Adrian, I flew here from Arizona. Tony and I, we were blue belts together. He was that guy. He always show up. He's like, "Man, I learned a new half guard move. Here's how you can kill my half guard." And he's like, "Here's the tools you can do." And I miss him a lot. He was that training partner. You're just like, man, I hope he's there so I can train. I couldn't be more proud to call him my friend. He's just one of the most awesome people I know.
Tony, as everybody said, good all the way down. President of We Defy, that's what I serve as. Tony has been indispensable to this organization. He has given his heart, he's given his effort, he's given his family time. He's been consistent and conscientious, and he serves as our Southeast logistics manager. He has brought numerous disabled combat veterans into this world to receive our scholarship. And Tony, you've set the example high. You've earned this. You have persevered through untold challenges, and I am so proud to call you my friend. So thank you.
Congrats, man.
That's why shake CJ's hand.
Where's my promotion?
We gave her a stripe last time. our president.
Wow. Just I'm overwhelmed for the number of people that come out and not only took their time, were able to come out here. I know it's not exactly easy to come from some of the places that you did. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for allowing me to get through some of the challenges I've had to get here. Not only being, you know, the over 50 club.
Over 50 club, got a new hip.
Karen, yeah, I set off the metal detectors wherever I go, so yeah. it's all good. And I really, most importantly, I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my crazy side habit and all of the gis that I keep in the downstairs basement and the extra rash guards that you have to do fire sales on and hang up here in the gym and thin out the herd, and these magically grow back. But no, seriously, she supported me wholeheartedly, even if I come up beat up, and yeah, without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. Second person in my life is Angelina. Those of you that have not met her, she's kind of like one of the unofficial mascots of the gym, especially when she gets in the chalk. But she's one of the main reasons why I continue to do jiu-jitsu, because as she gets older, I don't want to have any excuses to tell her she can't do something. Because I think Eugene tells me when I do therapy with him, there's lots of guys that he works on that basically quit doing everything they do. I don't have an excuse. You know, in We Defy Foundation, we have a motto: prove them wrong. And so I come out here and I try to do that every day. Chewy, thank you for, first of all, giving me a chance to let Angelina stay, because the first time we were in here, it was like...
I remember.
Yeah.
The first time you came in, like, I got a call from Joe. He's like, yeah, we got this guy, he wants his daughter on the mat. I was like, I don't know about that, man. Then met Tony for about 5 seconds. I was like,
it was really important, and I flash forward 6 years. I've never lived in a state this long in my life, but and the training received and the fellowship has been incredible. Chad's the other person that welcomed me and pretty much told me I sucked. And
what year was that?
That was
2000 what?
15, 16.
I'm trying to think. Chad has, like, there's different phases of Chad. It's like, it might have been Chad around that time period.
It was a couple years before you left.
Yeah, probably around like 17 or something like that, back when he was just like, yeah, it's like
and every name, everybody on that wall there, we're all purple belts, and some of them were black belts, and they beat the knowledge into me. And I'll thank you all individually in a long post that I can write out, and so I don't miss anybody. But I really want to especially thank the people that came out here. Adam, you've been my friend, probably my best friend over the years. Constant advice and friendship. Funny story about Adam. One of the reasons why I continued to find a school of jiu-jitsu is I did this thing called Army Combatives, and I thought I knew some jiu-jitsu. I mean, I could take anybody. And he did judo. Adam proceeded to throw me down on the ground, hold my hands over my face, and go, "Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself." Flash forward from 2005, he could still probably do that, but I've managed to get a little bit better. And it's because of every one of you. It's like Chewy hands his belt to us. It's very little of me. It's a lot to do with all of you. Thank you so much. And I'll get around to seeing you each individually, and you guys can beat me up later.
Sounds good. Hey.
Thank you.
He's like, CJ, get the fuck out. Welcome back. Oh, that was the best one. You deserve it. How you doing? Triple it. Hey, finish it. What's that? Ash on the cry.
I like this CJ's eating heavy.
I like that the dog walks with. Dog's like, hey, what the whoa?
I know.
So bad, but you take it.
Doesn't bother me.
Nice.
You already got me. Wind up. Go ahead.